Alright, alright. Well, guys, welcome back. Alright, let's see. I feel, I feel like it is time we'll mute, but let's check. See if we're good. Now, I feel like it's a little quiet, but let's check. I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute, but let's check. Let me just fix the volume quick. See if we're good. Alright, now it's fine. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's check. I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute, but let's check. Let me just fix the volume quick. See if we're good. Test, test. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's check. I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute, but let's check. Let me just fix the volume quick. See if we're good. Let's see. Test, test. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's check. I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute, but let's check. Let me just fix the volume quick. See if we're good. Let's see. Test, test. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's check. There's I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute, but let's check. Let me just fix the volume quick. See if we're good. Let's see. Test, test. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's see if it works. I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute, but test, test the volume quick. See if we're good. Let's see. Test, test. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's see if it works. I feel like it's kind of time we'll mute. Test, test the volume. Welcome back, everyone. Let's see. Nope. Test, test. I feel like it's a little quiet. Yeah, let's see if it works. What is this? Test. Let's see. Not yet. Quite. I don't know why the volume's quieter than normal, but let's try that. See if it works. 225. That's the word. Wait, not yet. I feel like let's try that. See if it works. 225. That's the word. Maybe. Wait, you can hear me, right? Wait, not yet. I feel like 25. Maybe you can hear me. Probably not. That's the word. I think maybe because you can hear me, right? Wait, not yet. Maybe a little more. I feel like can you hear me now? Of course. Maybe you can hear me. Probably not. I think that's pretty good. I think maybe because you can hear me, right? Wait, not yet. Maybe a little more. I feel like can you hear me now? Of course. Maybe you can hear me. Probably not. I think that's pretty good. I think maybe I think that you can hear me, right? But just wait, not yet. Maybe a little more. Now we're headed back. Welcome back, everyone, to the stream. Today, back at Doode, and we're going to play until 900 turns, aka 150 turns left. And we got 250 turns left to Empires. We're going to reach 1,000. And then our goal is to get 200 done each. And then for the 2000s. We get 250 turns done each. Let's see then. Let's see. Alright. That also last time. Last time we see the Dutch has finally fallen and is now renamed to New Zealand, which is in New England, but more of like the Crablandian origin. We also got Beastland right here, where it's just part of the United Union now. And we see Crablandia is still a little in chaos, but we can see if it will get it done. To show which one is a true Crablandia. But now, there's also got the Crab teams. We got B right here, still living, still standing. We got Mexico reformed. And now back to being a big empire. A little bit of kind. Got California still here, but now big. The Byzantines are in the middle, with Crab Crust right here and a lot more. But their actual capitals right here, but got taken over by here. So they we got Central Canada kind of being great again. We got Puerto Chico losing a little more land, and then, well, we see more Chico get small groups. And then we see the rise of got Europe almost filled in. Yeah, so that is all what we did. So yeah, let's check out. Let's get on to it. But first of all, we need to take a look back at what happened. Now, if you haven't watched the war, yeah, this is what happened. The United Union decided to join the war and then to take out Amsterdam and then managed to take over back their old lands and more. Although this is still an island. This is still an island called Jimmy Island. Let's hope it stays like that for a while. Now, let's see. But the United Union now established itself as an Atlantic treaty to make sure that this does not happen again. They established a treaty between the United Union, the Quebecians, the Britannian Empire, the Canadian, Central Canada, the Mushroom Kingdom, California, the Cravatines, Mexico, more Chicans, and now more recently, the Atlanta, Latania. I think that we'll call it for that. Now, the United Union wants to establish. Their action is to try to save the Krusty Krab from his impending doom, but they don't know what should they support or why should they do. So yeah, now they decided, yeah, let's try and make this better. So yeah, now we reach the Platanian rebels, which, yeah, and also try to support Platania in this place. So yeah, the Platanian rebels are still making moves, which feared that they might win. Yeah, so which could end the old order for Platania. Yeah, Platania is still kind of struggling in this. This isn't their civil war where they came from a rebellion. It came from the Krusty Krab, or Crablandia. Which Grand Crablandia announces that they changed their name back to Crablandia. Which now looks like this. But now they just we're new Crabland. So, what? They're like rural Crabland. Now, Crablandia is in chaos. So yeah. The Mushroom Kingdom. They get even more split. So yeah, they're kind of in a crisis right now. So yeah. This is ultimately their biggest collapse ever. They got a small split from right here, which is called. They managed to yeah, let's make a country return. Yeah, let's head up to here. Let's head to here. What country was there since? It was like Mark Span. Let me find. I know it was a city or something, but probably. Is it from right here? Ah, not from here. Ah, the so it's yellow states right here. So let's read the return of a new state. Let's make the return of the old state. It had a new name, but I forgot what it's called. Ah, so yeah, let's see. Canada, let's see. Let's see. There it is. See. It's been here for a while. There's still that city right here. Well, still that nation, right? Now let's see if still there. Still there. There it is. What did we name the nation? Let's see what's the nation's name. Bluffy Islands. Yeah, Bluffy. Bluffy Islands, welcome back. The Bluffy Islands have returned. But I think we'll just make it a little like this since Bluffy Islands have returned in Avengers Doomsday. Now, the N-Works has now returned. Well, let me just get my chat. Let me get this up. Yeah, I forgot that chat exists. Let me see what chat would say. Anything chat's gonna say? Nothing to say. Yeah, let's see. Andrews just stays on these islands for now, but they did take advantage of one island, which is right here. The Inuits have managed to get contact of this island right here. So yeah, they did that, and then welcome back, Fluffy Islands. So yeah, got their return. And this is so far now looking more diverse, I could say. Now we return to the United Union, and they'll form a union. And that union is going to be right here. New Xander was forced to make a deal. Their deal that was forced to make them just become a new nation. Join the United Union. So yeah, this is pretty much now the new borders. And so far, they got a new nation. It was a new nation that was formed by David somehow. Now, let's get back to the Blue Islands. They'll unite with himself. Well, they'll unite with the Peach Islands into form called the Zivia, the Slav Islands. That's what's going to be called. Now, the Slav Islands are going to be... since we got too many blues here, let's kill off a few blues and colors. First of all, we're going to get another purple. I think it's about time to get purple. Yeah, even though it collides with peach color, but let's just stay there. You got 4 blues in one American continent, but this is just what's named after, so you can't get rid of that. The Canadian Union might actually reform into a new name, but now let's do this. The more Chicans, they're going to get immediate expansion. They're going to take advantage of the advantage of, well, more Chican and took over these small lands. They managed to collide through the border right here and then just left. Take some of the rivers right here and just call it a day. Now we got New Crablandia. What? New Crablandia. They're going to finally unite. And they're going to unite with the Crablandian Republic. The Crablandian rebels, after many good turns they had. Now we got the United Russian Republic. And they get immediate expand. Their expand comes from a war. Which they're like, yeah, you don't belong here. Now we're taking your land. Yeah, this is starting to look a lot like the Russian Republic. So yeah, this is now becoming a lot better. Now we got Planktania Empire. They're going to be like, yeah, we're not going to respect you. Take the Chunnan. And then they almost captured Planktopia back, but it didn't work. Now Beastland, they're going down for religion. So yeah, once this great nation is here, now they should adapt to a more rare nation. But they just are the last ones that are red right here. Yeah, there are not many nations that are red left. So yeah, I think they're just going to stay the red nation, but for now, there aren't many nations that are red. There's only like 4 here. There's these as well, but that's it. So yeah, the unions are happening too, which that's it. We got the Bluffy Islands, and they split apart. Yeah, you were given independence for a while, now you just lost it. So yeah, they just split in 2 again. Now, I think we're just going to call this the NSI. We're just gonna call it that. Now we head down here. In the end of the sun, there's this. Oh, the Envy. There. Much better. The NBI. Yeah, they were given an appearance once, and it's already 8 years in, and they were split too. Good. Now we got Madagascar. They get a large Spain. Yeah, they are already doing a lot of colonial upholding. Yeah, they conquered more of Australia. They started to get more of Australia and finding a lot of treasure that they'd never seen before. Yeah. Now Australia starts to expand more and manage to form an empire still. Yeah, now we head to New Crabland. And they get a large expand. Yeah, they're going to take over Crablandia by taking the Krusty Krab and then just start marching through some unoccupied territory. Now demanding they want back some of their land back from the Quebecans. And they just did that very easy. Since they don't want the crusty smoke from Crabland. So yeah, they're like, alright, you can have it. Which also means, technically, Crablandia is now, the new Crablandia is Crablandia. So yeah, welcome back Crablandia. So Crablandia just got rebooted. Alright. After nearly 100 years. This is now new Crablandia, but it's our Crablandia now. They just got a new government. New leader, new traits, and it's still the same origin and no fate like the last one. So yeah, it's kind of like a reboot or rebirth. Away, so yeah. Now we got that. So now that we're heading here, let's check out the next thing. The blue team. They're going to adopt religion. So yeah, I think they're still staying with Messianism, which is the fury of Mesopotamia, right here. Now, let's get to the next one. The red team. Oh no. Yep. Well, they got split. But we know where. I say we should make an early version of the pink team. Pink Arabia. There we go. Now that is Pink Arabia, right here. Yeah, more of Arabia is starting to be discovered. But now, reach Pink Arabia, and they get a medium expand. And as part of the deal, they just take all of the coast right here of Arabia, somehow. From at least the blue team, at least. So yeah, this is what they got now. Here it is, and it's starting to look like a lot like something familiar for an island. Now, reach the blue team, and they build a castle. So yeah, let's say they build a castle right here. Okay, it's like Fort Arabia. 1. So yeah, They got the same origin, well, same origins now. Now we head to more Chica, and they get a medium expand. And they're like, yeah, Venezuela is a mess. We need to clean that up. So yeah, they're starting to invade Venezuela. Something that seems very familiar. But I'm gonna say I can't tell. Let's see. I can't tell what it is. So you guys can tell what it is, right? Yeah, they're now like reduced right here. And they got a lot more lands right here. Active Ravage. They get a medium expand. Yeah. The Mushroom Kingdom cannot stop getting taken down. Yeah, they are getting after it. And now this is what they have left. Now we have the Plantanian Rebels. Yeah, they're going to do a large expand. Yeah, we're about to see a reboot for these nations. So yeah. But who is supplying? Who is supplying the Plantanian Rebels? Now that we got here. Yeah, there's an easy answer. It's New Crablandia. Yeah, they might be old enemies, but they rather have a Crablandia that's in no order than Crablandia that is. So yeah. They're starting, they lost Chum City, and then where do they move? They can't go around City. So yeah, they head to Mario City. So yeah, they needed to stay away from it. So now, let's head to the United Russian Republic, where they get a small expand. So yeah, they kept expanding and expanding. Well, they have little expands, little projects. Now we got the Mika Federation. Yeah, they decided to move across these lands that way. Once not theirs, but now it is. Now we got this thing. Now we got the NBI. They got a small expand. And they just decided to take over all of this. Well, rest in peace. And even took a few odds right here. So yeah. Canada is still in chaos even after the war. So yeah, who's going to unite Canada now? Maybe these guys, but they're mostly peaceful. So yeah. Crablandia is back. And they got me expanded. They decided I'm going on. Well, they violated, which not conquest, but more like violence. They buy these lands from them, which means they just wanted some of their old lands back. So yeah, they managed to gain all this right here. They still have the coastline, but right here. And also, kind of like going through right here to keep them more safe. So yeah, now that's Crablandia. Now we head to Japan, and they get a large expand. So yeah, this version of Japan is managed. It's managed to successfully get a lot. No one's here yet, but they managed to get a lot more land done. They successfully get all the cities right here, and then managed to split in two. There we go. Toad's Union gets a small expand. Now their goal is, I think it's to just reclaim as a true, Mushroom King, of course, but they're like telling them yo, Peach, surrender. Alright. And we don't know if she will or not. Now let's head to Beastland. And they get the small span. Now, where do they go? Now, they're like, they would, some of the officials in Jimmy decide, to go to Kutta DC, which is now still their capital now. Guess even though it is based off a person who just decided, yeah, we're going to live the United. But now they managed to move it back to here. They were like, yo, can we have Lion back? They were like, we can't can we have Beastland back? No, I can't. Beastland is important for city trade, like right here. Right in the lanes right here, they're like poor. So they can't give Beastland back. Otherwise, it will probably be chaos. But, they can give them some land that they won't use. First of all, they're not going to use any of these lands too. They're like, yeah, you can have these lands, of course. So yeah, we won't need them, so you can just have them. And Jimmy Allen was like, yippee. Now, they decided also, we were like, can we also borrow some weapons? And we were like, what do you need them for? And they were like, stuff. And they just give them some weapons, then they just head down. And then conquered the rest of these small islands right here. What was left of these lanes is now theirs. So yeah, they now just became a South American nation now. In a way, but not yet. So Beastland returns in South Africa, not even invented. Which means we gotta change Atlanta, Latini. So I say we just give it a more orange appearance. So we don't, maybe a little bit dark. So yeah, maybe we'll just keep it as like a greenish blue for now. Like that. Like that. Now, let's head to the next nation. And we got Japan again. They're gonna form a new nation. So yeah, let's say, make a story for this. There were many migrants heading to Tibet. They were like, yo, can we get funds? They were like, sure, food, water, anything. And then they just left. So yeah. And then just brought a few criminals. We're going to call them so-called criminals, so they're the other criminals in the 777. Here's 777. And they're going to call this Tibet. Tibet is formed, and then they just decided to form this small nation right here, which is now probably going to either thrive or die. It's either the one, and then this is what this left of it. Now, the Byzantines have returned, and they didn't. So yeah, I think they'll be like, yeah, Persia, we're gonna put it right in Persia, right here. So yeah, this also means we got the return of a certain density. We got the return of the Lime team. So yeah, Lime team has returned in Avengers Doomsday. So yeah, the Byzantines lost access to the Indian Ocean now. Well, womp womp. But the Byzantines now needed to go to Central Asia, which hopefully another nation that come from here is going to come back, maybe. Now we head to the Slav Islands. They're going to expand. So yeah, they kept expanding and managed to go right here. So yeah, you may also notice where are the big events. Now be like, what big events? You know, like the ages are, and so I disbanded it. The ages, yeah. So now we head out to the next nation right here, and this will now be a fort called Fort what? Fort South Asia 1. So yeah, this is kind of a, yeah, they're kind of underrated at first. So yeah, they're like 10,000 land compared to like, well, this one is somehow even more powerful. This has Batman levels prop. This has Batman level, yeah, Batman level plot. Yeah, why was that struck? Now, Pink Arabia returns and New Nation. So yeah, I would say, based off the origins, people were like, yo, let's take over Red and Blue. And they're like, nah. So yeah, we know who gets formed. So yeah, the green team gets formed right here in Central Asia. And managed to make a border with Russia, which might scare off. It's trying to scare Russia a little bit. So yeah, green team is now here. And Asia is starting to look more big. Now we head to the white team. They're going to unite. And they're going to crawl this. And I think they might unite. Who do they unite? Easily the Pink Arabians. So yeah, they're like, yeah, we should create a new unit. Now, to get out of forces, they split. Yep, small split, not big surprise. And Amazonia is back. Yeah, they are now going to be the next to collapse. Or at least fall. So yeah, this started to look good. It's good. Now Mexico. They're going to found a religion. And this is called Mexicanism. Mexico. So yeah, it's based off their ideology, and then they just do this. And now we actually got a more diverse. Now the Union of Alaska. They get a small expansion. So yeah, they expanded more to the east and then just stopped here. So yeah, there we go. Now, Atlanta, Latania. They're going to found a religion. Yeah, if I see one more found a religion, we're going to change the settings. I don't care if it's fair or not. We're going to change the settings all the way. And we're going to find Amazonians. The Fury of Amazon. So yeah, we got the Yellow Nation turned. Now, we got Madagascar. They'll do a slow expand. So yeah, now we got them gaining more land than ever. And they now are probably near to the 1000 landmark. They can just take over this and they probably. Now, Amazonia, they're going to expand. And this is going to be some expansions right here to 4 of Knights, but it quickly stops when they see the 4. Now the Philip Republic, they get small Spain. Now I think they're going to take advantage of both Indonesia and then just expand more and more south. So yeah, they just take more of these lands and make sure that they get land. So yeah, they need to grow in Indonesia and then just stop there. The Philip Republic has 10,000 land. Japan has 30,000, 13,000. Now the Mushroom Kingdom. Is it going to get saved? Yes, it will. They start taking back some of their land. And they manage to get more and more. They, after a decision that managed to get work, they start to take down. They're starting, and now they're not. This rule was a lot. Now, they managed to form the NBA. They reformed into this nation called. We'll call them the islands of whoever the leader is. Because we are out of names. Like we're out of names. We can name Island of Alud. That's what we're going to call them. Islands of Alud. Now, next nation, Lanti. They're going to found a religion. No more religion. Now, we're going to call this Lebanism, and then just make it like this. Now, we're heading back to game settings. No more religions, no more. You can adopt them, but no more. Also, let's get rid of this right here. Their settings are now going to be changed a little bit. And then unions are also gotten a little buff in New Nations Nerf. So yeah, now this will be it. Next up, India. They're building a castle. They built a castle called Fort India 1. So yeah, are they preparing an invasion? We don't know. The Philip Republic. Yeah, this is now their first split. And now we know who's going to split. It's actually Bangladesh. So yeah, they split away. Yeah, they split away from them because, yeah, they're too far. And they just want autonomy and all that. But now we got this happening. So yeah. Now they're kind of close. So yeah, they're gone. Well, not gone, but they lost a lot of land to Bangladesh. So yeah, they managed to form a nation right here. Yeah, after a while. So yeah, they just took all of this right here and just call it a day. So yeah, this is what we got now. Bangladesh and a jungle explorer too, so that might expand more Vietnam. Tibet, yeah, they get a small expand. Yeah, they still expand across the mountains. So yeah, keep going. Now refuge. They make a small expand, so yeah. They're like to this. Here you go. And then they're kind of the NBI is next. They get a large expand. They start taking over all this islands right here. They're like, yeah, we're taking these islands. And then now they just start to invade this kingdom right here. Yeah, Canada is kind of done. Yeah, it's going to probably be losing a lot this year. It was once united, now separated again. The NBI again. Small expand. They still expanded down south, and then they just come off from the Slav Islands. Now the Toads Union. They get a large expand. And not only that, they're like, yeah, we're now officially the Mushroom Kingdom. So yeah, this is now kind of like this now. And you know what? I think we're going to keep its color, but change its name. Yeah, they also took some land down south to reclaim Peach's castle too. So they're like, yeah, we need to reclaim Peach's castle, so they land right here and took it back. Call them the new Mushroom King. So yeah, but not under a Mushroom King, but under a Mushroom Republic. Not a kingdom, but a republic. So now they just announced after a few years, their leaders will change, starting 800. So now we got the first election ever. Now we got Guyana forces, and they're going to adopt religion. They're like, yeah, Latinism is not it. And then they decided to go Protestantism. So yeah, Latinism is kind of dying. So yeah, Latinism is dying, and they're like, yeah, we're changing into Protestantism, which made the Yellow Nation happy. So now they don't want to invade this nation now. And we got the return of the Platanian Empire, and of course this happens. So yeah, they managed under the rules of Peach. She managed to reform back to the, well, it will now be called Peach Kingdom Force. Well, the Peach Rebellion. After they discovered that Plankton is not a very good person, they managed to reform back to their nation right here. Yeah, they kicked him out right here. Yeah, this is either an ancestral to Princess Peach, or this is a new nation right here. So yeah. Now if you don't think it's cooked, it's definitely cooked now. So yeah, this also kind of said the Mushroom Republic, because they're like, yo, we're the Mushroom Kingdom. We captured this castle that has your name on it. So yeah, we are the Mushroom Republic. Then they're like, then I'm the Mushroom Kingdom, since I'm technically part of Peach's, well, we're technically either Peach or the descendants. So yeah, there's now 2 Mushroom Kingdoms. So yeah, one right here and one right here. Yeah, we might need to watch these 2 figure it out. Now headed out to Craplandia. They start a large expand. So yeah, they're like, yeah, can we buy some more land? And of course, they said yes. And then they're like, yo, wanna go on a conquest as well? And they're like, sure, let's do it. And then that conquest was just to take these artifacts. It was now kind of upsetting now that they just took these armies. And now it kind of upsetted the United Union a bit because they just give them these arms. So why are they taking them? And then they're like, we don't know, but we're also going to take. They also decided, yeah, we're going to try and take back. Alright. They're like, yeah, we're done. Well, and they decided to take Puerto Rico. They're like, come on, don't do this, don't do this. They're like, psych. Yeah, and they just started to take down this much. They're going to try to take out the United Union, which was now decided to declare war on it. They decided to declare war on the United Union, which might now going to lead to big things happening, as there's now belief of a new crusty empire. So yeah, they're going to start to take over more of these lands. And this is now what we got. A war has started between Craplandia and the United Union. Now great. Now we head to India, where we see a medium expand. They decide, yeah, we're taking back these lands and reestablish them as ours. So yeah, India is managed to lock back in, and it's now starting to take more lands that are theirs. Now we head to the Mushroom Kingdom. Let me fix the letter real quick. Mushroom Kingdom. We head back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and they get a large expand. So they're like, now we own Peach Castle. What excuse you got now? So yeah, this caused kind of like drama right here happening. And then started taking this whole lake right here. So yeah, they're now trying to take over some of their lands, which may or may not be out of character. So yeah, Lapulu is starting to take down this king right here. Yeah, after a lot, this kingdom got split in 2, and now they're going to fight. Now the NBI is going to take a large expand. So yeah, they just took over this whole island, and then started to move up north and take some of those lands right here. So yeah, they managed to form an island republic. But hey, at least it started to feel more united again. Kind of a way, but at least more united than originally. So we got the Mushroom Kingdom back again. And after a while, they finally managed to successfully unite back again. Surprisingly. So now, there's now a big Mushroom Kingdom back again. After a while. Now we got, and Peach was put back in power. So yeah. Next nation, Lecton Empire. They're like, yeah, but what about us? We're about to lose. So yeah, there's now some Central Canadian rebels. So yeah, Plectania is more like, well, we don't. Plegdonia. Yeah, it's Plegdonia. So yeah, Plankton is about to lose a lot. Badly. The CC rebels. And they suspiciously came from the border of right here. So why did they come from the border of right here? Is the only question. So now they're just left with Wrath City, which was a nation right here, but I think Plantania just took that over back then. So yeah. Amazonia. Build a castle. But what? Castle Amazon 1. Now we got Quebec, and they build a castle. I think we got Fort Beck 1. Now it's time for a sequel. Fort Beck 2. That's the new nation's name. So yeah, we got this right here. So yeah. Now we got Crablania. Oh man. Yeah, this again. Then they're like, yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, take this land. So yeah, this is now looking a lot like this right here. So yeah, this is now the Beastland Union. So yeah, this is now kind of like a return. Well, now there's a new nation that formed, which is Beastlandia. In a way, they reestablished it in a way now, and they were like, yeah, this is going to be the new nation right here. It was announced like that, and they were like, but we're the Beastland though. Then who's this? This is not us. So yeah, the United Union gets a new leader, and their cook. Now, the Mika Federation, they're going to unite. And they decided to unite with South Africa. So yeah, now this man to cause more drama. India is next. They get a small expand. So yeah, now we got a lot going on. So yeah, things are going kind of, well, now going down. As we see more and more ish get filmed. Now we got Mongolia. They got a medium expand. So yeah, they decided, yeah, let's connect right here. Follow these rivers. And then they just stop. Yeah. Quebec. Oh man, they split again. Now we got a split between Quebec. Yeah, this order just blowed up in their faces. In a way. And we got a new, well, we got the Zach, well, we got East Quebec now. So yeah, Canada is still facing heavy backfire. So yeah, this keeps going on and on. So yeah, things are going kind of bad. But no one's here yet. Alright. So yeah, things are going kind of big. And Sac City is coming back. There we go. Now, Sac City, welcome home. So yeah. Now the Zack City is going down right here. So yeah. Welcome East Quebec, and then we got West Quebec. So yeah, we now got 2 Quebecs now. Yep, right here. Now reach Morta Chico, and they get a new leader. And it's Payola. Now we head to Ethiopia, and they're going to adopt a religion. And they may discover, do they unite with Golden Coast? And I feel like the answer is yes. They now adopted this new religion, which now got names. Now we head to Bluedia. No. I refuse. 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 You know what? Guess what? We're gonna give them nothing. You get nothing. You lose. Yeah, now we made them. If they want to take land, they gotta have this. Now, next up, the United Russian Republic. Now they just, of course, they expand. They're slowly and they're painful. Just get a new leader. I hate them. Now, Florida Chica. Oh no. Well, we know who did it this time. And it was Venezuela. Yep. Venezuela is going to return back. Yeah, we got like one big green. We got red, blue, yellow, green. Alright, let's do an orange. So yeah, an orange. We're going to call this Grand Columbia. So yeah, Grand Columbia, welcome back. So yeah, there we go. Here we go, Grand Columbia. So yeah, now we got this right here. And now, here we go. Now, we got them right here. So yeah, after that conquest was just a waste of time for Brute. So yeah, they thought Power was a good leader. Yeah, now that's just made Columbia just live. Now we head to the and beyond. They get another meeting expanding. They're going to actually take over this nation I don't like. And then we manage to expand more up here. Yeah, they are starting to take back these lands right here. And then it kept going and on and on. So yeah, now we got that. Now Congo of the Crabs. They get a medium expand. They're like, yeah, we need to take back these roofs. We need to become great once again. So yeah, now we got Congo of the Crabs return. So yeah, this happened. So yeah, they're starting to look more like a rebel. But now, Amazonia will form a new nation. Now, there's no new nation we could reform here, so no. So yeah, let's just find something else. Now we get to Tibet in the middle of the castle. So yeah, let me just do this right here. Fort Monk 1. Alright. Now, Atlanta and Latania, they get a small span. So yeah, they're going to just attack. They're going to maybe unite. Let them people unite right here. So yeah, they did that, and now they're heading to Ethiopia. And they're going to do a large expansion. So yeah, this right here, this one right here. So yeah, got this one right here. Yeah, and that is probably going to be them Omar. Rip Central. Now we got Gan Force. They build another castle. Got Fort Guyana 1. So yeah, I think we need to change some stands right here. I know we did that already, but no more forts, no more forts. And we're gonna see a lot more of this. Now first of all, let's just do this now. We're gonna add this more, and we're gonna add this. Now, you see Kong of the Crabs started the Age of New. Now, Mongolia united with this. So yeah, Mongolia is reunited back under one. After a while, thanks to the Age of New. Now, the United Union gets a new leader, of course. And then see it. Now, Chilean Empire. It's going to unite. And then, who should it unite? Itself. Obviously. Oh wait, it could have united with Falklands, but they got Ludia. It's good, perfect. It's a new union. So we got more Bludia, and it joins with this nation right here. Now we got this nation right. Central Canada gets a medium expand. So yeah, they decide to take over right here, get a new coastline, and started helping the people right here. So yeah, they keep expanding right here until they just stop. They managed to get some help from them, and then Amazonia is going to adopt a religion. Yet I think now they're going to either adopt Prussianism or they're going to adopt Amazonianism. And I think they're going to adopt Amazonia. So yeah, Latinism died. It was popular in much of South America. Now it's dead. It just died. Now, moving on to Madagascar. What's King Julian's plan now? Of course, it's expansion, because he likes to move it all the time. Because they're moving it to Australia, to, of course, right here. So yeah, they moved to the rivers and managed to make something like this. And we got a Madagascar Empire before GTA 6, somehow. Yeah, I think I'll love this as a thumbnail, but we'll see. And we got the BC Republic. Yeah, they split. the British Columbia. Now we see the Canadian Columbia. We see the CC happen. So yeah, this is how crazy this thing's going on. Now we got two nations right here under Indiaism. Now, let's move on to the next one. The Mika Federation. Oh no. Yeah, they got bad. Now, I think we know who's going to lose here. So yeah. We got Mozambique. So yeah, they are going to lose badly. So yeah, they lost all these lanes right here, and then they just left. So yeah, this has now just left them. It's starting to look like Mozambique might actually become a big power. It's pretty soon. So yeah, there we go. And this is the land we got right here. So yeah, now let's take a look. Oh, wait, we got small splits still. So yeah, we got this going on. Next up, the Philipp Republic. Oh man, they cannot stop splitting the pieces. So yeah, we're going to call this what? I think we'll call this Indonesia Islands. So yeah, they cannot stop splitting. So yeah, we got Indonesia right here. So yeah, this is now starting to look a lot something familiar. So yeah, this managed to gain its independence right here. So yeah, this is starting to go down in history. So yeah, but let's make something new, like a red. So yeah, I think it's much better for it to be like that. Now, let's head to the next nation. The United Union. They're building a castle. Instead of doing something like expanding. Yeah, they're going to collapse soon. No way. Florida. Yeah, they are just building forts. Now the Byzantines. They do a medium expand. And I think they might actually try to take over Europe. They're like, big conquest coming up. And then they just like got beat soon. But anyways, the CC rebels. Yeah, they split. I thought this was the age of unity, not the age of division. So yeah, they split away as well. So yeah, the CP rebels. So yeah, now we got this going on. Now they're now California, New Barcus. So yeah, I think there might be more comments coming down. Now we got Crablandia. It's going to be united. And this is going to be decided. Yeah, the United Union surrenders. So yeah, now we kind of got an early version of Crablandia, which fully annexed. The CC rebels, what do? they do a medium expand. They're like, yeah, this rebellion is gonna get crushed easily, and we're going to take out Planktania. So yeah, they're starting to run through Raft City, take it, repeat, and Planktania, under his last breath, makes one final message to the world. They're like, there is no unity, there is no peace. Although we managed to rise to the equations, successfully fully unity is impossible. And we need to make sure we could enjoy this peace for the last time. So yeah, under these rules, the leader of Planktania flees to Chum City and wants them to make an announcement that they surrender. So yeah, now they are now the new Planktania. They announce themselves as the Planktanian Federation, now as a united Planktania, under the leader of Kotoku. Under Kotoku, Planktania has been revived under itself again. Now, let's see Indonesia. They get a small expand. So yeah, they still expand down to Java, where their old city was. So yeah, now this happens. Now we see Japan. But they do take a little from King Julian, but Japan, they don't mind. So yeah, let's see. They decide to go for more of the west right here, the coast. And now we head to all right here. So yeah, Japan expands a little more. And now this is what it looks like now. United Russian Republic, medium expand. It's your typical Russian expansion. It's now much slower and painful than the other ones. Because at least the Europeans are trying. The European Union. Now the CC. Started the Age of Unity. Now Amazonia, they get a large expand. They decide to take more of their time to conquest up north to try to take out the Guianas. So yeah, they did that. Next up, Ethiopia, large expand. Now, they took their time to just take some of these lands right here. Take all this, and then just started taking back some of this old lands right here. That was once theirs. And now they just like, stop. Because now you're just big now. Because now we see the line team returns. They get a medium expand. So yeah, they manage to still expand right to cross to Persia. Yeah, they followed the river until they met India, so yeah. Mozambique gets a new leader. And now Mozambique again. And they split. Yep. Wow. Alright. Now, there is one easy solution to this. And they're going to call this Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, and then kept going, and then managed to form the nation right here. So yeah, this is now Zimbabwe. Now we head to India. So yeah, build a castle. Yeah, Fort India too. So yeah, that happens. Guyana forces managed to try. Yeah, we're going to try to take you down. As this is now time of war for everything. So yeah, now we head to Eastern Siberian republics. They elect a new leader. The Byzantines. Yeah, they're going to split. So yeah, they're kind of done now. And they decide to split this new, let's call this Caucasia. So yeah, this is kind of now, they're going to be like, yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're done with this. So yeah, they just decide, yeah, this is kind of unfair. So yeah, we're leaving. So yeah, this is now starting to look like Byzantines losing. So now we head to the Mika Federation, where they just unite. And then they're unite with Zimbabwe. So yeah, this became a turn of events. Now that they are not kind of big now. Now, the Plantain. Oh yeah, we forgot their colors. Yeah. Let's switch them back to this one right here. The Plantanian Federation. Oh no. Yeah, it's already year one and they're already falling apart. Falling apart. So yeah. So they decide, yeah, we should release a nation so that we can keep stability. Because they got tons and tons of order to got fulfilled. So yeah. Minnesota, they decided to give it independence. And turn it into like this purple state. So yeah, they were like, yeah, please do not take too much land, please. We're a nation too, so please don't do this to us. So yeah, they just took over a little bit of Chumtown. It's not an important city, but they just decided to take it over, and then just like, yeah, we'll take this, and then we'll leave. Yeah, this kind now looks too similar to this right here. So yeah, we'll just turn it like into like this bluish state. So yeah, like that here. So yeah, this is the new city. Now let's head over to the Lime team. And they get a medium expand. So yeah, they start taking a little more of Persia right here. Head up north. And then just decide, yeah, let's take some lands over. So yeah, they cut up to the Caspian Sea. And now the Byzantines are actually trapped in a corner. Yeah, they're losing more of the Persian region, which they just conquered. And now they lost it. They lost it all. Now the Lime team's back and also gets a small split. So yeah, we're gonna call this Persia right here, where they just left. So yeah, they just do that. So yeah, Persia has now gained its independence thanks to the Lime Nation, which did became good for them, but now they got a new neighbor right here. But they don't know what will happen to them. So yeah, this is kind of big. But anyways, next up, the Feudal Dynasty. Large expand. They decided, yeah, well, let's make a conquest up north to take some lands from right here. And then they met a city, and then just started taking a few islands. So yeah, the Feudal Dynasty is trying to shrink this nation right here to become more Prussianism after they saw what a traitor they became. So now the Chilean Empire is next. Build a castle. So yeah, there's no castles right here, so we're gonna call this Fort Chile 1. Fort Chile 1. Now, the Union of Alaska, what do they do? Small expand. So yeah, they get a little expansions right here. Get a little from Maple, and then they're just done. Yeah, I think they might be done with Spain. So yeah, the blue team turns, and they get a large expand. They discovered the Lime Nation was behind us, and they decided, yeah, let's take their territory so that they don't return back. They also do this as well, so that they can just send more and more. So yeah, the Blue Nation is like that, doing more of it. Now the Mika Federation. Large expand. So yeah, they just take some more land from south. Yeah, they took Fort South America, or Fort South Africa, but anyways. East Quebec gets a large expand. They just decided to take that Northern Island right here, go more up here, and take more and more of their cities. Or more of their land, but not the cities. They managed to end up getting right here. And now we head to Amazonia. Now they do a small expand here. So yeah, there we go. Yep. Now Central Canada gets a medium expand. Yeah, they just decided to take out this rebel. More of this rebel. And also buy out California's northern land right here. Yeah, that is now the whole thing. Now we got Crablandia. Yeah, they're going to just sell off parts of the New York region. Right here. Called New York. So yeah. They managed to gain all this, and then they just left. Yeah, because that is what they want to do. Establish a new nation right here under no faith problem. So yeah, this is done. Now the United Russian Republics started the Age of Conflict. The Green Team. Yeah, they're going to try to expand or down south. And even decide to take all Russia's claimed lands. Either they're going to respond, they're going to be bored. They're going to just do nothing. But let's see. Now the Beastland Union. They announced this is now theirs. They got an invincibility glitch. Yeah, they tried taking over much of Beastland, but their tower is just pretty strong. So instead, they just took over their other islands right here. So yeah. They also bought back the fort right here, and now we got some border go. So yeah, now the Planktanian Empire's back, and they're going to do a large expand. So yeah, they're going to try to take more of their old land back. And then just do an operation right here and take some of these rivers back. Even though they did sign a treaty that gives them land as much as they want, but they just did that and just took some land for them as war reparations in a way. Now Crablandia is back, and then they just do a medium expand. They're like, yeah, we shall unite again. So yeah, Crablandia is successfully been united under one again. Now it just took back, and they just decided to let the Beastland right here, and then they're like, yeah. And also, we're taking back New York, and also some of these lands right here. So yeah, they're kind of cheating on the deal. Yeah. Taking this land right here, too, and then taking these islands right here. So yeah, there is starting to become a lot happening now. So yeah, Crablandia is back again. Now, bigger, better, and more new. Now that Crablandia is now a new nation. So yeah, they managed to reform themselves. Now not only in the east, well, not in the west, but part of the east now. They're going eastwards. Now we got the Lime team. They get a small split. Of course they do. Now, they decided to go for a much larger line, called Persian line. So yeah, or at least probably another Persian region called Central Persia. So yeah, this is done. Now we got this right here, and the Lime team looks a lot bigger. Now the Green team. Green team's back. Small expand. Yeah, they just took over much of Persia, or Persia, of course, and then started to expand a little more west. So yeah, now Tibet gets a large expand. Now they decided they're going to cross through more of these rivers, reach up right here, and then Tibet is starting to look a lot bigger. Still though, their city is still in pretty good. Now we got crabs gets a U, and this will be a big year. They're going to unite with the Fedor dynasty. This country had a lot of armor, so yeah, try and kill it. So yeah, they managed to return back. Now the Chilean Empire gets a small expand. And they decide, you know what, were taking the Falkland Islands. So yeah, they just took all those islands back. So yeah, now they're done. Yeah, they're gone after a while. So yeah, now we got this film. Now we head to Europe with you. Meet him expand, of course. They expand right here, where they just take back some of these lands, and also take back some of these islands right here. So they discovered that this was now a sign that they're not going. And then took some of Alexander's land. And now they head back to Mozambique. We get to see them expand larger. They head right here, started taking some of these lands right here, and now they start to expand all the way to South America, South Africa. Now starting to connect more like this. So yeah, they keep going and going until they meet the river right here, and then somehow manage to get the sea. So now, let's see who's next. The Slav Islands is going to unite to the NBI. After a lot of talk and discussion, they finally reunite, making Canada more united than ever. Now we return to Japan and they'll adopt religion. Wavism is still big, so there isn't anything to compete with it yet, so they'll stay in Wavism. So yeah, keep going. Now Crablandia, it's back again. It's going to try to continue. I think they're going to try and take out. They're going to do something that is kind of big, and which is to just take this part of right here. Since they want to become the new Grand Crablandia. They want to bring back Grand Crablandia, so they just take this back. But before that, they just buy these lands up right here. So yeah, now they just take over the Crusted Towers and start a war with the Byzantines. So yeah, this is now going to be an interesting conflict. Now West Quebec, they're going to finally unite to reform Greater Quebec. So yeah, this happens, called United Quebec. So yeah, Quebec is now reunited under one name. Amazonia, they're going to finally unite with them because they surrendered to them. So yeah, since Crablandia is now starting to look a lot bigger now. This is now pretty much a rebuild what happened. Now they get a large expand. So yeah, this is starting to look a lot bigger than ever. So yeah, they managed to successfully made it done. So yeah, let me just get this straight. So yeah. Now, there we go. New York, large expand. Yeah, New York is just going to buy this island right here. And now they're starting they did buy these lands right here. Success. Buying lands is now kind of common now, since it's now kind of like a unity now. And then they just stopped. So yeah, we got a lot of nations forming now. Mozambique is now next. And small expand. Yeah, they were like, yeah, if we can't fight the, you're not going to take them down, I'll do it myself. And they just started to literally obliterate the last of the Falcon Kingdom. Now we head to the Chilean Empire. They get a large expand. Now this becomes, they just line up right here, and they just were like, yeah, let's get the more chickens more of a loss now. So yeah, let's make them lose a little more. So yeah, they are starting to get rid of more chickens now that they are going to lose. So yeah, now we see them finally unite. Now that this is here. Now we got the Byzantines. They're going to expand back to right here and try to fight off, well, the European Union. But could it succeed really? And I think the answer is no. So yeah, this happens. Now we got California happening. And now we see a union happen. And I think this union might be, this might be a little, but they finally decided to talk Mexico. Well, they're not going to do Mexico, but more like Nebraska. And they managed to form California. They decided to join California. Yeah, this was a big coming because they didn't expect this now. Now there's two large nations right here. One of them is literally bigger than the rest. Now, heading to Chile. They started the Age of Unity once more. Now Persia is going to unite with Central Persia to form a better Persia. Yeah, that's a lot of Persians. Now, Beastland Union, what do? It's going to be united, but with whom? And that'll be easy, which is New York, after a while. Yeah, the Beastland Union managed to reform itself back under itself. Right here is now Beastland. So yeah, Beastland is back, kind of, even though they managed to flee to these islands. And I thought they were, like, invincible, but nope. So yeah, let's head to the next one. The green team. And this is their first split. So yeah, small split. This is going to be called, this will be called the North Persian Union. Well, North Persian. Since they probably were not there to just step up here. Now this is what they got now. North Persia is probably going to look like this now. So yeah, we got these few powers right here now. And the Middle East is starting to look more bigger. And now we got the European Union And yes, thank you. They finally split. But the only question is, where should we split at? Where should we split at? This one will be a big story. And now, that will have to be a big. Now, let's see. We're gonna make the story. They managed. After a while, the Nordics were like, yeah, this is not great, but we're going to call ourselves the Nordic Union. So yeah, they're like, yeah, we're done. We're going to leave you very, very easily. So yeah, they just decided to split away from it. So yeah, they just left very easily. And do they just stay right here? So yeah, they managed to get all this right here. And then managed to get through here. And then they just now look more smaller now. This is now the third Nordic Union. It came from the Dutch, then unite with the Dutch, then left the Dutch, then joined with the European Union, and then left Europe. What a unique story. Amazonia. They're going to unite. And finally, they managed to unite with Atlanta, Latania, which now become Atlanta, Amazonia. So yeah, this is now a unique story. Atlanta, Amazonia. This is now the new nation. The fall of Latinism. Yet, we did not knew that this nation would be so big. Well, we knew it was so big that. Yeah, now, Amazonianism is now kind of big now. That made this nation a little word. So yeah, now, this is a new map. And now for turn 100, and we ended off with the red team. And they get immediate expand, which they immediately took Israel. So yeah, this is 900 turns. And now, here it is. But now, I think it's time for a power ranking. Now, power ranking. Oh, it's power ranking time. Now, number one is going to be, it will probably be the European Union, but even that is going to start slowly falling and falling. Number two is Crablandia forever. Number three, we're going to say it's Japan right now, since there's now a lot of growing powers. And it's now matched up to likes of Mexico, California, and other countries. Which now leaves us to number 4, which is California. It's still a big nation, and it can swing everything it has. Number 5 is Mexico. And now this nation has the power that could handle this nation, but not really. Now number 6 is going to be Atlanta. Well, it's just recently, but it's the Chilean Empire. It's the Chilean Empire. It's number 6. It formed a lot of empires right here, and it could take on. It can most likely take out more Chico now after the Civil War. El Dorado has fallen greatly. Now, number Number 7 is going to probably be Russia Boots. Or at least. Number 7 would probably be right here. Number 8 would be, it would be like, it's going to be like the Byzantines, and then number 9 will be at least the Mushroom Kingdom, and then number 10 we got Atlanta, Amazonia. This was 900 turns in Doodle Empires. Yeah, it was a kind of like shorter episode, but well, no war filled, but it was just like, well, here it is, and now there we go. Well, hope you enjoy this. So yeah, be safe. Good day. So yeah, stop streaming.